Shut up, Smarks. Ring Rust Redux. No, I won't tap out. I won't tap out. All of you bastards suck. Just stop watching Raw. Stop watching Raw. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So, we got 7 matches all together. 2 of the matches aired on this week's NXT, which I just watched a little bit before Ring Rust. So I'm not going to talk too much about those. I'm going to concentrate mainly on the other 5 matches from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Planet Houston. Joke I keep making, because it's... Anyway, so, Lars Sullivan to be the Cassius Ohno in a 5 minutes of punching each other a really, really hard match. So, I did think Cassius Ohno was going to win this one, actually, but, yeah, wasn't disappointed to see Lars Sullivan. I guess they thought Lars would make more use of the win, I guess. He wanted it more, whatever way you want to look at it, I guess. The Club Kayfabe creative community, bringing together creative people from all walks of life and giving them a platform to show off their talents. Podcasters, artists, cosplayers, authors. Check out all the information about the Club Kayfabe creative community at ckcconline.com. The next match we have here, Aleister Black defeated the Velveteen Dream, which was kind of a foregone conclusion. Went for almost 15 minutes, which was something else, I think, to see. They each tried to get sufficiently in each other's heads, and actually both managed, I think, for the most part. And Aleister Black did come out on top of this one. I did predict that Aleister Black would win, but Velveteen Dream would earn his respect, and that's apparently what happened. Because how else could something like this actually go, really? So, I mean, realistically, that's how it was probably intended to go from the beginning, I would imagine. So I wasn't disappointed with the match. That's how I called it. I didn't really have specifics in mind as to, like, you know, how long or if it was one-sided or anything. But I just said it was good. I thought it would be an interesting match with a lot of punches and kicks and head games, and that's what we got. So, it's nice to see both guys getting a good showing on TakeOver. Hopefully they'll both have good showings in the future, and who knows, they might even form a tag team. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbranology TV. So, of course, I had the microphone on is when I decided to take out the Magic Smart Ball. That's a great idea. Magic Smart Ball. Was it a good idea to wait until I had the microphone turned on to take you out of your box? Heel turn. I'll say that's no. So, now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So, next up we have the 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship match. So, we have Ember Moon taking on Kairi Sane, Nikki Cross, and Peyton Royce. Just when I was thinking she was going to be a perennial NXT Women's Championship bridesmaid for at least a good while. Anyway, her and Nikki Cross sort of just keep trying to win it and not succeeding, I guess. I mean, they're still in NXT, so I guess they're at least contenders for it. But one of those two bridesmaids became a bride at NXT TakeOver War Games, when Ember Moon, after overcoming a devastating crouching on the top rope, "Oh, my Achilles vagina," she exclaimed, she went on to hit her finisher and win the match, and that was quite the match to see. If you haven't seen it yet, I do recommend you go watch it. I think that might have been, that and the War Games match, I think might have been the matches of the night. So that's how I feel about it anyway. I certainly enjoyed it. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Gerbranology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. Hope we got some Club Kayfabers listening today. So, hi guys, how you doing? And possibly one or two girls. I don't know how many female members there are to the Facebook page. Fingers crossed, because girls are neato. So, back to NXT TakeOver War Games. We have the World Title match. I guess it's not really called the World Title, it's just the NXT title, right? They don't really call it the NXT World Title or NXT Heavyweight Title. They just call it the NXT title. So, I don't know. There's not really anything written on it, is there, either? It's still just the NXT. So, I don't know. So Drew McIntyre defending his title against Andrade Cien in a match that was only a little bit longer than the Aleister Black Velveteen Dream match, and much longer, about three times as long as the Lars Sullivan Cassius Ohno match. Not that maybe it makes any difference, I suppose. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page, and it shows how long the matches took, so. Yeah, so Andrade Cien, of course, won the match, and Drew McIntyre got injured during the match. Apparently, his left arm is injured. He's going to be out for a as yet undetermined amount of time. So, congratulations to the new champ, and hopefully the old champ comes back soon. Isn't too seriously injured. I like his chances all the same, because he seems to be a tough guy. You know, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Talks about him all the time. Hey, tough guy. What? Is he Hacksaw talking about me again?
You're listening to wrestling superstar, the Triple X Sex Express Sexy Eddie, and you're listening to Ring Rust, the one and only wrestling talk radio show.
Oh, is it hot in here? Or was I just engulfed in flames? And broads.
You there! What's your story?
I'm Ernie Devlin, and I don't question it.
Oh, I like that. Don't budge. I'm taking your mind. Mind encryption, perhaps?
You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So last match, main event from NXT TakeOver War Games from Houston, Texas is, guess what? You got that right. The War Games match itself. The match beyond, they call it, I think. So it's a different from the usual War Games. It was a 3-on-3-on-3 sort of three-way, like a 9-man tag kind of thing. I don't know. Anyway, it's a three-way, I don't know, 3-way, 6, 9, whatever. I don't know. So there's 3 teams of 3 is what I'm trying to say, and they all fought each other. So the 3 teams, as you know, I like naming tag teams, and some of these teams didn't get a name, so we have Strange Bedfellows. I think Mr. Burns is coming on to me. Oh, yes. Deals like this makes for a Strange Bedfellow. Oh, my God. Mr. Burns is coming on to me. Which is Roderick Strong and the Authors of Pain, Akam and Razar, versus Sanity, which is Eric Young, and Mad Dogs and Englishmen, because Radio Shrug, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. And the other team was Undisputed Era, which was Adam Cole, and Red Dragon, which is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. And it was as much as many expected and more than what others expected, I would imagine. People who were willing to let it be its own match and not get violently angry about the fact that, oh no, this isn't a 100% War Games match. There's no lid on the roof. There's no roof on the cage, so I'm just going to start nerd raging right now. I liked it. It was a fun match. It left all 9 men sort of really, really sore and beat up, and amazingly enough, no one got injured, I don't think. Not that I heard, anyway. Well, I do believe, though, Alexander Wolf, was it Alexander Wolf or Killian Dane, had to be carted from the ring after the match. It doesn't say on the Wikipedia page. One of those two had to be helped backstage, and hopefully nothing major, nothing permanent, no permanent damage to anybody. But, you know, you hear all the wrestlers saying that a steel cage match or a Hell in a Cell or whatever along those lines tends to shorten your career, and I believe it. So, because there's just an awful lot of damage going on, and, you know, there's no real recovery, you know, like they used to say in the Attitude Era, oh, well, they know how to fall. Like, how do you learn how to fall off a 20-foot ladder, as JR would say. So, I did predict that the Undisputed Era would win, and they did come out on top of that one. They actually Cole struck Young with a kendo stick and performed a Shining Wizard into a steel chair on the former Super Eric to win the match. And see, I remember stuff like that. Super Eric. What are they? The Justice Friends or New Justice Friends or something in TNA? Him and Shark Boy and Abyss, because they all wore masks. So therefore they were superheroes. Sure, said Abyss. Anyway, so
hey, what's up? This is referee Tony S, and you're listening to Ring Rust on CHMR.
Yeah, so I called the majority of the matches. I did think Peyton Royce was going to win the women's match, but, you know, I didn't. Not that I don't think anything of Ember Moon. I just think, like I said, she and Nikki Cross are pretty. Just assumed they were perennial bridesmaids when it came to winning the championship. And of course, I predicted Drew McIntyre would defend his title because that's what I do. I predict successful title defenses. So of the 5, other than the pre-show, which actually aired on NXT, so I just didn't bother talking about it. Other than the pre-show, it looks like I called 2 of the 5 matches. You know, I'm not complaining or anything, not really disappointed or whatever. It's that time of year again. Time to get in your votes for the Ring Rust year-end Top 50 Countdown, where I run down my favorite and your favorite wrestling-related songs and wrestling engine themes from 50 all the way to number 1. Just like CHMR's Ring Rust on Facebook, and post your vote in the appropriate thread. Check it out on the last Friday of this year and the first Friday of next year. Macho Fact. Monkey see, monkey do. Randy Savage see, Randy Savage elbow drop. And the Macho Man once played Deal or No Deal, and the banker offered him $1 million every time. Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni, and subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So we're now moving on to the Survivor Series, which was a joint Raw and SmackDown venture on the WWE Network, once again from the Toyota Center in Planet Houston, or on Planet Houston, I guess I should say. So there's 10 matches. There's 2 pre-show matches. Elias defeated Matt Hardy in an impromptu, almost 10-minute match, which was interesting. In the end, Elias threw Hardy into the ring post and performed a drift away on Hardy to win the match and once again got to hear his theme song, so that was something. He has an interesting theme song. You don't usually get to hear it. I don't know if they play it, because usually when it comes back from commercial or whatever, he's already in the ring. So I don't know if they play his theme song to get him to the ring. Presumably they do. Otherwise he's just walking to the ring with his guitar over his shoulder and there's no music and all the crowd is booing. So, Radio Shrug. You were listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Next up, Enzo Amore defended the WWE Cruiserweight Championship against Kalisto. In the climax of the match, the former Samurai del Sol hit an exposed turnbuckle, which allowed Amore to perform the Jadanzo on Kalisto to retain the title. I wonder, does Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer Gail Kim know he's using that move? So I did predict that Enzo would defend his title because, like I said, that's what I do. I play it on the safe side. When it comes to championships, I say, well, let's just assume the champion's going to defend. Because reasons. You are listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And finally, the last pre-show match saw the un-Canadians, because, you know, they aren't polite, so they're acting the opposite of Canadians. Because silliness. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn faced Breezango, which was Tyler Breeze and Fandango. Owens performed a pop-up powerbomb on Fandango to win the match because it was Breezango. I don't really think they are equipped to win all that much. So you know, I mean, it was rather amusing to see Sami Zayn dancing to Kevin Owens' theme song. It's like, calm down. We're the bad guys. They're not supposed to like what we do. I know, but I want the script to your song. Yeah, but they gotta boo for us. They can boo after I'm done skipping to your song. What am I gonna do with you? Word up, man. What am I gonna do with you?
Seek and ye shall find, or I'll flick your ear. I see your Schwartz is just as big as mine. Get him.
You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. So back to Survivor Series pay-per-review. So 6-man tag, The Shield, which was Roman Reigns and Architect Fringe. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Architect, Seth Rollins, Fringe, Lunatic Fringe, anyway. Versus The New Day, which was Big E, and Rudy Tooty, which was Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Because Rudy Tooty Booty, and you know the story. So, by now you probably have heard it. In the end of the match, Ambrose, Reigns, and Rollins performed a triple powerbomb from the second rope on Kingston, followed by Ambrose pinning Kofi to win the match, opening the event with a 1-0 lead for Raw. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And then next up was the 5-on-5 Survivor Series women's match, which featured Team Raw, which I rechristened Neither of These Four Other Women Were Ready for Asuka, which is Alicia Fox as team captain, the Alpha Females, Nia Jax and Asuka, and NXT TakeOver, which was Bayley and Sasha Banks, taking on Team SmackDown, which I renamed SmackDown That Lump in Your Son's Bedsheets, which was team captain Becky Lynch, Carmuka, maybe, I don't know. I was trying to get it to pronounce the same way as Snuka. So Carmuka, maybe? Anyway, so Carmella and Tamina Snuka. And, quote, that Michael Jackson and Slash song, unquote, wink wink, which was Naomi and at the time to be announced, but ended up being Natalia. So I predicted it was actually going to be Paige. So either way, if you're worried about being my brother, it don't matter if you're Naomi or Natalia. Not racist, because I said, and I predicted Team SmackDown would win that one, but Team Raw came out on top of that. Came down to Asuka facing off against facing off against Natalya. She slapped down the Asuka lock, and Natalya tapped out, had no choice. She was the sole survivor for Team Raw, and she's still undefeated, and Raw now is up 2-0. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And now part of the Club Kayfabe creative community. Anyway, so next up we have the Intercontinental Champion The Miz facing United States Champion Baron Corbin. And in the end, Corbin countered a roundhouse kick by Miz and performed an End of Days to win the match. SmackDown gained the first point, making the score 2-1. So I did predict Baron Corbin was going to win that one, so not really a surprise there. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Next up, we had Raw Tag Team Champions The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, taking on SmackDown Tag Team Champions The Usos, Jimmy and Jay. In the end on that one, Jay performed the Samoan Splash on Sheamus to win the match, tying the score 2-2. For some reason, I didn't predict that match. Well, it's not in my actual prediction, I mean. It's not actually there. So, I must have forgotten to put it in my little text pad thing, so, anyway. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. Up next, Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss faced SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, who applied the figure 8 on Bliss to make the Raw Women's Champion tap out, with SmackDown taking the lead 3-2. You're listening to Ring Rust Redux on Jabronology TV. And then after that one, it's right into the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar taking on WWE Champion AJ Styles, who applied the calf pressure on Lesnar only for Brock to slam Styles' head into the mat to release the hold. AJ performed a Pele kick with a phenomenal forearm on Brock for a near fall. As the WWE Champion attempted another phenomenal forearm, the Universal Champion caught him in midair and executed an F5 to win the match, tying the score 3-3.
Like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkJabroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV. YouTube.com/fanboymarkjabroni.
And then there's the main event, the other 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, but this one for the men, which saw Raw Talent, which with team captain WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, Brawl for All, Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe, and Demon's Great Hammer, Triple H and Finn Balor, versus Tuesday Night Delights. Team Captain Shane McMahon, two dudes with attitudes, but dudes and attitudes is with two O's instead of a U because it's Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. O-O-D-E anyway. And Super Over like Super Grover, which is John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura. And I did predict that the SmackDown team would win, but as it turns out, after Triple H nailed Kurt Angle with pedigree, taking out the team captain for his own team, he then did the same to Shane, and eliminated Shane McMahon to have him and Braun Strowman be the only two left. And after the match, Strowman grabbed Triple H by the throat and warned him to never try anything like that again. The game attempted to attack Braun from behind, but the former Wyatt family member retaliated and performed 2 running power bombs on Triple H, which apparently stunned him enough to cause him to walk into the main screen on his way to the back. So,
that's it for another show, kiddies. Check me out on Facebook, where you can keep track of all the news that's right on the mark. from around ringside to the latest concerts. See you at the shows. Later days.
This is 93.5 CHMR FM.